Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you. And today we're going to talk about Microsoft Excel 101 under the project Baju organized by MapTech. Suhu is our initiator. Anyway, myself, Kelvin Ng. So just call me Kelvin along the way today until about 12 o'clock. Now, let's see what are we going to talk about in this 2 hour. Now, I put together four item here. Keep finger crossed, we are able to cover this within 2 hours. So if not, then I will send you some videos that you can watch from there. All right. So let's see how it goes. So the first part here is a lot of people neglected, right? The Excel must store information, which I'm going to go through with you. Then we talk about the worksheet navigation. We're going to look into some basic formulas, the order operations, and also some basic functions. So these are the four items that for any absolute beginners, they will love to know. They will love to know so that they can move on from there. Now, after this class, right, after this 2 hour session with you, right, you have a lifetime support from me. Anything you wish to know, you can just ask. FOC. Don't worry, I'm not going to charge you anything on that. Just ask. As long as you remember my number, you ask, I will try my best to help you. Okay. Now I have sent the link to the files in the what you call it in the WhatsApp, right? So the files will be. Give me a second. The files are all here. This one. These are the files. So anyway, I will just push it into the chat in case you did not do anything with the one that I sent to you. So I'm going to put it in. I put it inside the Zoom chat now. Okay, as we move on, you just download whatever that is necessary. You don't have to download everything. After this, you can delete them, all right? So I'm going to start off with the first one. All right. So you try to follow. If you do not want to follow, you can just listen. You ask question along the way. Is that okay? Just ask question. There will be quite a number of theory that I'm going to talk about here and concept as well. Now, in Microsoft Excel, if you ask ChatGPT, Copilot, or even Gemini, you ask them, what are the data type in Excel? They will list out a lot of things. But to me, what I'm going to talk about is only two. The most important information for Excel absolute beginners will be these two. Number one is actually the text, and number two is actually the numbers. Text and numbers. These two. So there's nothing so complicated about it, right? But you must understand the root cause of all the error message that appear in your Excel is these two. The reason why there is a problem in your calculation, why is it that they keep giving you error, why this feature doesn't work, is always because of these two. So let me tell you the differences. Now, if I put in here 4,000, okay, not a good number, 3,000, right? 3,000. Then when I press enter, you will notice that the 3,000 go to the right. So this is how Excel tells you that this is actually a number. Number one, they push it to the right. So if I put in here Edison, you notice that whenever I type a text, they stay on the left. So left is for the text, right is for the number. Now, another way you can actually check whether the content that you're having is a text or number is you ask Excel the question. So you're going to write a formula like equals to is number. You ask Microsoft Excel, hey Excel, can you tell me whether this E3 is it a number or not? So usually Excel will not answer you in yes and no format, but they answer you in true or false format. True means yes, false means no. You see, true. You say yes. Yes, this 3,000 is a number. So if I copy this down, the formula down, then it says false, which means the word Edison is not a number, right? Text and number. So that's how we differentiate them. So what happened if I put here Edison 3,000? Okay, so what is this? they stay on the left. That means this is also not a number. Okay. Another complication that a lot of people have is that the information look like number, but they stay on the left. Example, if you do this, right? Let's say 5,000. Okay, 5,000. If I put an apostrophe in front and I put at 4,000, 5,000, you notice that it is a number. It stays on the left. So is this a number or is it not a number? Sometimes, whatever we see with our eyes, if the number looks like number, but they stay on the left, so you check, is it because of the formatting? Is it because of the left, center, right formatting? No, nothing like that, right? You see no left, center, right, and it's like general. So let me just check this one down. Oh, also false. So that's where you will have a little bit of issue, especially when you do this kind of thing. So come down here. I just click the auto sum. So the function called auto sum here, they will total up the value for you. So I just click this guy. I say sum up all this item for me from E3 to E7. So when I press enter, I'm only getting 3,000. So what does this sum function do? It ignores everything that is text. They only look for the number. So do you think if you were to prepare your report, this will be accurate? The answer is no. Right? The answer is not correct anymore. However, if I check this one, okay, if I check this, they say, yes, this is a number. What sum function does is sum will actually add up all those cells, which is a number. But when you see a number appearing on the left, okay, and when you check whether this formula called is number, you check and they say it's false, that means this is not a number. They appear to look like number, but they are not number. Therefore, your calculation, the sum function that I wrote here, now doesn't recognize this 5,000, only recognize the 3,000. Set, right? Now, let me confuse you a little bit. Early in the morning, I just do a few. I confuse you a little bit. I just put down here. Now, instead of using the function sum, I use this. I go to E3 and I use the mathematical operation called plus. Then I put in 3,000, 5,000. So I tell them the one that looks like number just now. Yeah, let me add it together. What do you think is the answer? 8,000. Now, because I am using the mathematic operation plus, it can be minus, it can be multiply, it can be division. As long as it's a mathematical operation, they don't care. As long as the cell is a number, they just add it up for you. Okay. So if I force them to do things like this, 3,000 plus addition, then I'll get error. Remember, I told you all the error that appear on your Excel, right, is all rooted from where? From the data type. If you give them the wrong type of data, then they will not be able to calculate. So they say value. So you are not doing me a favor. I'm actually trying to add the number for you, but you give me text. Therefore, they say, I can't do this. Okay, now, any question? Can you please unmute yourself and ask? I think that will be better than you type in the chat. Just unmute yourself and ask. If anything that you are not clear, what I have just explained, just ask. Shari, yeah, Edison, you have,
Yes, so far I'm clear. Thank you.
okay. So no doubts about all this, huh? All right. So
Yes.
that in future when you are using Excel, if you encounter that you feel something is not right about the number, okay, then you just double check them using this is number. The other way is you remove all the formatting. Okay. Now let's just say I remove all the formatting. Should I say I don't remove the formatting? I make it put in the center. I say I want it to be comma style and so on, right? See, how to tell? So you have to use this is number. This is number. Okay, another way you can do is you go to formula, then you tell them show formula. If I click on this show formula, you will notice that the information will go accordingly. They'll show the formula. Right? It's up to you to show the formula. Okay, but you want to know which one is formula, which is not. There you go. Huh? So how do you check all this? Is you use the is formula, is function, like is number to check whether the content that you're having is a number. Then you will just realize that the number that you calculate may not be accurate. Right? So yeah, from time to time, if you can, okay, you can highlight all of them and say, okay, let's go back here. Let's take away the formatting. Let's put it back to general. Now we know the left and right. If you remove all the formatting, then you can see. Okay, now that's one very important information to look at. Now, what about date? What about date? In your opinion, everyone here, please participate. In your opinion, is date considered as text or is date considered as number? Come, let's give me some feedback. You can type in the chat so that
Number?
number, Jaja, good. What about the rest?
I think it's number also.
I think it's number also. Right?
I think number.
Number, all right. So I hope Pokyang, you are there. Win, yeah, you can participate as well. What do you think? Date is actually a number or date is actually a text? Okay, Pokyang have been very quiet. Okay, never mind. You guys are shy, huh? Now, let me just tell you, if I want to check, right? If I want to check, now you guys are right, it's number. So if it's a number, then the date will go to the right, isn't it? If it's a text, it will be on the left. Now, how do we know what shall we type? Is it day first, month, then year, or is it month first, then day year? Now, what you should do is first check lah. First check. They might not give you the answer, but first check. You go all the way down to the bottom of your screen. You'll notice that there's a date there. So in my case, 1703. That means my computer is reading day followed by month followed by year. Okay. So if I were to type the date, then I have to type day followed by month followed by year. Now, if you are not very sure, you're not very sure because you didn't set this computer up and it looks weird. Never mind. Just use this. You just try control with the alpha with the combination of semicolon. Control semicolon. So if you go to control and press semicolon, you get today's date. And when you press enter, you'll go to the right. So which means yes, it's a number. Every date in your computer should be a number. And please do not stereotype because we study in Malaysia, it has to be day, month, year. So the person who set up the computer for you, they might not change it to English UK or English Malaysia, but they choose US. So if it's a US date, then it will be 3/17. So don't stereotype it. Use this control semicolon, the keyboard shortcut to check your computer. So is it day, month, year, or Monday, year kind of thing? All right. Now, you guys are correct. Date is actually a number. Therefore, let me ask you a question. So what is today's number? Hmm? Edison, what do you think is today's number?
Sorry, because Kelvin, I also want to try what you are teaching. My format is start with month, followed by date, followed by year.
Yeah, that
Uh,
depends on your computer setup.
okay.
Your computer setup on the right, bottom right, is Monday
Uh-huh.
year, then it will be Monday year. So
I
don't force it,
see.
Like I said,
Uh-huh.
don't remember what your primary teacher teach you,
Okay.
because you are
Theory
using
noted.
Excel.
Okay. Thank you. Can you repeat your
So
question again? Sorry, just now.
yeah, if
You're
you
asking
say
something, right? Uh-huh.
yeah, I was telling if you tell me that date is a number, then what is today's number?
17.
Okay.
17. No, let me show you the number. I just put equal to this, right? Now, you will notice that I have same thing lah, like you say, just 17, right? But no, today's number, if I change this formatting, you see, the formatting is date, that's why you're showing 17 so 3. So if I turn this to general, today's number is 46098. Jaja?
Kelvin, what do you mean by today's number? Sorry,
Yeah,
Yeah, what?
behind this 17 stroke 3 is actually a formatting called date. That's why it looks like
Yes.
date. But if you
Yes.
remove the formatting, this is the number behind the date.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank
So
you, thank you. Mm.
let me tell you, the date is actually has no meaning one. It doesn't carry any meaning. It's just carry the information like today is 46,098 days since the beginning of Excel date. So the beginning of
Oh,
Excel date is 1st of January 1900. That's number
oh.
one. So Excel start counting from there. Now this is due to the Y2K. So Y2K, when the year changed to year 2000, the last two digit is 00. So the whole world was caught in that situation where what happened when it becomes 00, right? So then they changed the date format to 4-year digit instead of 2-year digit. And they have to start somewhere. So they start at 1900. Now this is worldwide, not Malaysia only, worldwide. So that's one. So if we put here 2nd of January 1900, there'll be 2. As for today, 17th of March 2026 is already 46,098 days since 1st of January. So it has to be a number. Every date has to be a number. So if you work on some Excel file, you open it and say, hey, why the date becomes 5-digit number? All you need to do is go to that number and change it to date format. Then it becomes date. Right? This kind of situation happens before. And when someone open up the file, how come the date is not a date one? It's actually 5-digit number. The 5-digit number is correct, It's just that the formatting is not correct. Okay, so let me tell you the usefulness of this number here. So if let's say Jaja, I say, Jaja, I want you to go to Kota Kinabalu to set up your business there. I give you 100 days to do that. Jaja, I will be funding everything. You go
Yes,
there,
yes, yes. I'm listening.
KK, 100 day. So I put here 100. So when are you supposed to get ready your business? So 100 days is about 3 months plus. You got 3 months plus to complete this particular assignment. Go there, set up a business with ready to launch. So I put here equals to, I take the date, I plus it with 100. Now because they are number, I can plus. So you're supposed to get the business up and running by 25th of June 2026. Now, how does this work? Now, let me just put this one, come down here. So 46019 plus 100 is 46198. Sorry, 46098 plus 100 is 46198. So it's plus 100 days later. So data is very useful for calculation. For those of you who are in finance or anything, you have those things called aging. You have those days called project. How long does it take? You can use the date to do the plus and minus in this case. So remember, date has to be a number.
Okay, okay. Now I can see that how it works.
Yeah. You see, one thing is if you didn't follow the rules, you have to follow your computer rules. So it says that mine is day, month, year, but if I try to follow Edison, so I put here 3/17/2026. I force my computer to use Monday year. Therefore, everything doesn't work. Because our calendar only have 12 months, right? 12 months. But this is 17 months. So Excel doesn't know how to read this. Okay, that's one. Number two, okay, what happened if I type it like this? 3/7. So is this 3rd of July or is it March 7? You still get your answer, right? But it's wrong because you are thinking that this is March 7, but actually it's 3rd of July. Then you'll be thinking, if this is March 7 plus 100 days, it cannot be October. So something is wrong already. Okay, so you have to understand the date of your computer and how you use it in Excel in order to get the accuracy of it. Okay, so just remember, if the numbers are both less than 12, that's where the confusion is. But when it is more than 12, one of them is more than 12, then you can actually know whether it's a tick or not. So the ground, or so I say the base rule is it has to be on the right because it's a number. And if they produce a number, then it's good to go. If they didn't produce a number, then something is wrong with it. Okay, the other thing is you must understand whether your computer is reading day, month, year, or Monday, year. Okay, so this is the date that I'm talking about. You guys understand now? Now, like I said, the root cause of a lot of error in your calculation and your formula is due to this text and number. So I want to make sure everyone here have the same rule, same understanding before you can proceed to write formula. Okay, so if you don't even understand your own computer, your own Excel, how can you move forward, right? So this is where I mentioned earlier, a lot of people just overlook this particular important information. Okay. Now I'm just going to go a little bit more on the date. I'm going to talk about the formatting. So let me just zoom into this part here. Okay. Now, if I put in today's date, 17, now anyone, right? Like you guys are, some of you are trainers here. Some of you are also in business, right? If you put this 17/3, I think everybody will understand this. Okay. But just now remember, I was doing something like this. 7. Now, is this 7th of March or is it July 3rd? If you are presenting it into a big screen or during your presentation, and your audience are international audience, there are people from different countries in Europe, in America, in Australia, in Indonesia, in China. They are all over the place, Brazil. Now, if they look at this, are they reading 7 March or are they reading July 3rd? That's the confusion part, correct? So never do this in your presentation or your printout. Never use this kind of format. It will confuse you. Now, for those in finance, if you do this, your auditor will come and ask you, is this July or is it March? Now, assuming this is 2018, 2018. So now, 2018 is like so many years ago. How? It's about 8 years ago. So you have to go into your storeroom, start looking for that piece of paper and check whether this July or is it March, isn't it? So your auditor is going to give you help if you do this. So let's do something about this. So what I want you to do is, I want you to right click, go to the format cell. So in this format cell, right, you're going to look for the custom. You don't use any of the existing one. You go to the custom. I want to do some experiment with you. I'm going to take away all this. Okay, so what you see here, they are using DD, MM, YYYY. That's the formatting for this. Right, this is the formatting they are using for this. So they are using day followed by month followed by year. So D for day, M for month, Y for year. Now I'm going to do a little bit of experiment here. If I put 1D, it'll show me 7 because 7 of March month. Okay. 2D, you get 07. So if I put 3D, it will not show me 0. Sorry, it will not show me 7 or 07, but it will show me that 7th of March 2018 is actually a Wednesday. They tell me what day is it. And the day is in short. But if I need a full long date, then I put 4D. So 1, 2 for number, 3, 4 for the day of the week. Okay, so I'm going to down to 1 only, then I put M. So 1M, 3, 2M, 03. Then if I put 3M, it turns into March, M-A-R. Not even the M-A-R-C-H, because this is a short name for the month. If I want full name, I put 4M. Okay, I'm going to leave this as 3M, then Y. I'm going to add another one. I'm going to put comma, space, I put D. So now, let me just take this out. Let me just copy this. I click OK. So that's the format that I'm using. So this is the format that I'm using for this. D as in one character, 3M as in short name, Y, then comma, D, I'll get this. So if I put it back to today's date, 17th of March 2026, that's Tuesday. Today is a Tuesday. You know how to do that? Just right click, go to format cell. Under the format cell, you just go to something called custom, and then you can customize it to any way you want. Of course, now you can put the DDDD in front, or you can put the month first followed by the day. The formatting is up to you, but remember, you follow your computer date to insert the date. How do you want to display the date? How do you want to show the date? It's all about formatting. So Edison, I hear that you are trying to follow. Did you get it?
Can you help me to go to how to do change the format one more time again?
Okay, you have your
Okay.
date, right
Yes.
click, go to format
Yes.
cell. So under the format cell, you go to custom, the last one.
Okay.
Then you use this DMY. Of course, you experiment. You experiment.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Edison, if your clients are all from China, usually
Mm.
China, they read year first, then month and day.
Mm.
So why don't you put the Y in front, comma,
Ah,
then put the month, then put the day. Just
okay.
to go, just go to according to their culture in China.
Okay. Duly noted.
Right? So
Thank
they
you. Thank
they
you.
they will understand your presentation easier rather than you use the Malaysian style.
Mm.
So it's a bit hard for them to adapt. Why is this guy reading my date totally the other way around? Because they may
Mm.
not know our culture here. So you try to suit their culture. You give them the year first, then the month and the date.
Okay.
But internationally, everyone should know that it's either day, month, year, or Monday, year lah. A lot of countries don't practice year, Monday lah.
Mm.
Mm. Okay, as
Okay.
a personal question, everyone. Do you know which day you were born? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? Right? If you don't want to unmute, you just type in the chat. Which day were you born? Is it a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday. So you found out already, huh? So you see, if I put my birth date, 2nd of February, 1973, right? This is the day I was with my mom in the labor room. And it's actually a Friday. So there are a lot of things you can track back. Right? The first day you buy your car, the first day you actually move into the house, this kind of thing. Yeah. The first day you hold your girlfriend's hand, Edison. So all this, as long as you have the date, oh, you know what day is it. So for you, right? For all of us here, in fact, for all of us here, please celebrate your birthday every week. For me, it's every Friday. Right? Life is short, just celebrate. Don't wait 1 year. 1 year is a very long wait. So let's celebrate our birthday every week. Don't buy a whole cake, just buy one small slice will do. Blow the candle every week. Okay, so I hope you understand when you are presenting, especially in your slides, in your Excel worksheets, you're presenting the numbers, you want to tell people exactly the date, use this to format them. Shari, good, huh? Okay. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk about here, down here, comments and notes. Now, let's just say you are actually paying somebody this amount. You're paying somebody this amount and you want to show proof that you have paid. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to, if you look at the folder I gave you, there's a sample check. So if I put this sample check up here like this, wait, I need to, yeah, this is my sample check. Okay. So this is the one. If I go to insert picture, okay, device, I look for the check. Give me a second. The sample check and insert. So this is how the check look like. It's a very huge picture. It's a RHP check. Nowadays, nobody use check already lah. But this one, just to show proof lah that you have prepared the check lah, 6227. Okay, now it doesn't have name and everything. This is just a sample I got from the internet. So this is you if you have already prepared it and you want to show proof that this is prepared and signed by who, or you receive the payment, you want to know signed by who, this is your evidence. Now, if you put this picture in like this, then it will make your whole entire Excel file very heavy. Agree? The more picture you put in, the heavier your file size is, no? So don't bring in the picture like this. It's not good lah, not good for your Excel file. The file size will grow. So what I'm planning to do now is I want something like this. I right click this, I go to new note. Now, can I check with you guys? Are you seeing new note or new comment on your screen? Are you seeing new note or are you seeing new comment? If you right click it. Okay. Now, this new note is available for a newer version, new Office. It's a new Microsoft Office. Okay, so if you cannot see new note, but you can only see new comment, then this is a legacy uh, version of your Microsoft Office. That's okay, both still works the same. Okay, so if you don't have new note, then you click new comment. If you have new note, then you click new note. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to put new note. Okay, this is how it looks like. And usually a lot of people, when they use the note, they just type the note only. Okay, but my intention here is I want to put a picture of my what do you call that? Check just now. Okay, so in order to do this, I cannot right click from the middle of the note and say I want to format the comment. Because if I do that, I can only see one tab at the top here, which is called font. Okay, this is wrong. This is not the right way. So in order for you to change this background yellow color to the picture, you point your mouse over the green color border. I repeat, you point your mouse over the green color border, right click it, then you go to format comment. Now, by doing that, now, if you carefully study, it's not only font, but you have protection, properties, margin, alternate text, you have the size, you have the color and lines, and many more alignment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm planning to change this yellow color background to the image that I show you just now. So I go to color and lines under this tab here called color and lines. Now you notice that this is filled with yellow. I want to replace it. So this yellow, I'll tell them that I want to go to the fill effect, the last one, the fill effects. I go to the picture tab at here and I select the picture. So I'm going to select the picture from my file and I'm going to look for that check sample. Okay, so you go. This is the picture. So when I click OK and OK again, that's how it looks like. So if I put my mouse over, you see the red color marker at the top here. If I put my mouse over, it comes up and show me the proof. You get it? So if you are receiving the instruction from somebody, please pay up this particular client 6227. By what? Somebody send you a WhatsApp message. So what do? Screenshot that WhatsApp message and put it in here. If somebody send you an email, screenshot that email, put it in here. So that is your evidence that you were instructed by who to do this by when. All this is all recorded. Can you imagine if you have already paid 6227 last year, January, and all of a sudden there is a query about that? How are we going to find this information, especially with your WhatsApp that keeps on going? You might have not be able to retrieve it anymore. Correct? So what happened? You can't find it. So here, when you put it, it's out. There's one way you can keep an evidence of any instruction that you feel you need to keep as an evidence. Why not? Put it there. Okay. Cool, right? So you can do that as well. So you don't fill up your Excel screen with pictures, You just keep them inside the cell. So they come out as and when you wish them to show it in a screen. So if you are a building manager or you are in charge of some damage control, so there are people who complain about certain things. You go to the on the spot, you take a photo of that building or some product uh, problem, take a picture of it, put your hand there, put a picture, yeah, then put it here. So at least when you explain to the managers or the directors what happened, you just show them the picture. You notice there's a crack there. So they cannot actually define how big is the crack. You put a piece, a marker, a pen, then compare the size of a pen to the crack of the building. So that is your evidence. Why you spend 20,000 repairing the building for cracks. This is something useful as an evidence for you to show, rather than you put a picture in. Okay. So now, question, anyone?
Can you show again how to insert that like that?
Okay, I'll do that again. So let me just come down here. I do it for Jia Jia. So I right click. Now, like I asked you before, Jia Jia, are you seeing new comment or are you seeing new note? If you have new note, click the new note. If you don't have the new note, you click new comment. But if you have new note, don't click the new comment. Okay, so go there,
Okay.
right click, new note. So you can make, if this is a WhatsApp message, then you have to make it longer. If this is, since this is a chat, I just make it wider. Wider. So how do you go in to make the changes is, number one, you must remember, put your mouse over the green color border. There's a green color border one. Don't put your mouse inside the yellow color area. Put at the green color border. Then you right click, format the command. So with this format command, you go to color and lines. Can you see that? Yeah, yeah. There are 8
Yes.
tabs up here.
Yes.
So you go to this color and lines, you see fill color, this is yellow ma. So you change it. Don't change the color, no point lah, right? You go to fill effects down here. The last one.
Oh,
Fill,
okay.
fill effects. Now in this fill effects, you are given 4 tabs. You want to change it to gradient, texture, pattern? No, that's not what I want. I want it to be picture. Then you click on select picture. Select the picture that I've given you. Now, if you didn't download my check, then you can use any picture that you have in your laptop or whatever. Just for test, just for testing only. So this is what it looks like. Okay, and okay again. There you go.
Oh, then this will be lighter version 5 lah.
Yeah, not so heavy because it's just a formatting. So what they do is they just do a very quick display only, not actually the whole picture embedded inside your Excel. If the whole
Alright.
image, if the whole
Understand.
image is embedded, the file size will grow on.
Alright, then I understand why some file Excel is very big.
So these are some of the things that you look after when you are doing your work. Okay, so this is the first part of the session. I just want to talk about the data type. Data type. Of course, if you know the data type, then you can have less error, right? All those stuff. Okay, so now don't worry. This session is being recorded. At the end of the day, for those of you who are here, I'll be giving you the recording. No problem. Okay. So you just relax and learn. No, don't have to worry. You can have the recording to learn. Okay. Okay, now I'm going into my second file now, the selection. Okay. So a lot of us, when we are given the data, right, we always select like this. There's nothing wrong on We always select like this. We will click and drag. I think that's very common Now, however, if the data is really big, really big. Now, I'm not talking about this data. This data is not really big. Assuming you have something like this. Okay, then you try to highlight and pull. So do you notice something that when you go across that, oh, 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 then you have to come back, oh, oh, and then come down, oh, 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 then you have to like go all the way up. Okay, finally you found it, isn't it? I mean, a lot of us have this kind of problem when we are selecting it. Huh? Now, if you are planning to select, now there are some keyboard shortcut that I want you to try to remember. Huh? Now, I want to start selecting from A1. So I just click A1. I start from A1. So what you do now is you want to select all the way to the last column of your data. So all you need to do is remember the arrow key. Which direction are you going to go? To the right. So you hold down your control before you click the arrow key. Hold down the control, press the right arrow key once. Okay, you notice that they move there. Okay, now if I put control, right, then they move back. But this is not selecting, this is not selecting. So if you want to select, usually you will hold down your shift key. If you hold down your shift key and right arrow, you notice that it's selecting column by column. So what does the control do just now? The control go direct to the end, right? So what you do is you hold down control and shift. Both control and shift, right arrow. You notice it's selected. If you press control and shift down arrow, you highlight all the way down. Now it's a very clean way of selecting. Very clean way of selecting without actually having a lot of movement. Now let me just zoom in a little bit. I say control shift right. So you go to J, control shift down, it goes to all the way to row number 31. I don't have to like drag all the way down and up. Just go around selecting it properly. All right, now I have my selection done, but I cannot see where is the starting cell anymore. So usually a lot of people will scroll, they scroll, and they move all the way up. Now remember, I want to keep my selection. Okay, so because your data is so huge, you may have like a few thousand row. So control shift right, control shift down. You may be in at the bottom of a few thousand row, right? Now you want to go back to the A1. Now you cannot use your arrow shift up and down or up and left. You cannot do that. Because if you start to do that, then the selection is gone. Alamak. Right? So no, you want to keep your selection. So remember, backspace. On your keyboard, there is a backspace. Usually is after the sign, after the keyboard equal the backspace. So you hold down your control and you press backspace. Now you are back to A1 with your selection intact. Now, no movement, nothing. You just press that. So what are we talking about just now? We are talking about, wait, we're talking about selecting, select, S-E-L-E-C-T, select. We talk about control plus shift, okay, plus the arrow. So whether it's arrow, right, or down. So that's what we did. We select. To select, we press Control. We start from the starting point. Control, Shift, arrow, right or arrow down. Okay. Then we say back to starting point. So in order to go to back to the starting point, okay, this is what you do. You press Control plus back space. You do a Control backspace. It will move to the starting point, which is A1. Okay. Now, just a quick selection for all of us to remember. Just to give you some ideas. So sometimes when you want to select like product subcategory, so you say, okay, I want to select all this. This is what you do. Don't click this whole column D here because you are selecting all the empty cell as well. So you only want to select up to the very last row. You might have other report down there, see? So you just want to stop somewhere in between. Are we good? Can understand so far? If you want to select the whole row, let's say row number 6, Control Shift right arrow, you can select the whole row number 6. If you want to select the whole column, customer name, Control down arrow, you have it. Can follow? Control Shift, then the arrow, the direction that you want to select. Okay, listen. Everyone, watch carefully. I have document number. Then suddenly I got net profit. Then I got order ID, subcategory name. So what if I want to put this particular order date in front of the net profit? How do I shuffle my columns? You see, I have an order date in column H, which I want to put in front of net profit, before net profit. After document number, before that, I want to put in between A and B. Okay, now watch my screen first. I'll repeat this for you. So I click at H1, Control Shift down. Okay, so now I'm planning to move this. Now, please pay good attention here. I don't click in the middle, but I put my mouse at the border. Again, border. Now I'm not going to right click, but I'm just going to drag across. So before I let go, you see, I'm still holding on to it. Before I let go my mouse, I hold on to my Shift key. I just want to make sure that this is a single line, not a box. You see, this is a box, single line. So I put in between. So you notice that the line that I have now is between document number and net profit. So when it's already in the correct position, now I let go my mouse. You just shifted the whole column over. Can you guys give it a try? Okay, let me repeat. So remember, select this down. Selection, I think you know, control. You hold down, you click on H1, Control Shift down. Now, after that, use your mouse, click on the border, the green color border, drag it across, and then hold down your Shift key so that you are telling them, I want to shift that column in between document number and profit. Now, make sure it's a single line kind of thing so you can squeeze them in between. If you didn't hold down your Shift, it's a box, right? You want to squeeze in between, you hold down your Shift, position it correctly, then you let go your mouse. You got it? All right. Now, let me just click here. If I want to take the net profit over, I'll just drag. Okay, maybe I'll put it before the customer service. I hold down my Shift key, move it a little bit closer to the end. You see? Then I let go. So the net profit is here. I'll take the product subcategory. I want to put the product subcategory after the product category. So I hold down my Shift, come here. So I'm actually rearranging my data without having to use what we commonly use, copy or cut and paste. I didn't do that. Okay, it's just a matter of just move them around. Okay, did y'all manage to do it? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay. Remember the drag, don't let go. Hold down your Shift, check where is the line, then you let go your mouse. It works, huh? Thank you, Win. Sorry. Jadi ya. Okay. So don't use the old-fashioned method called cut and paste lah. Still can lah, still can. But then If you want, you just like want to do it very quickly, you can do that. So if I want to move number 2 all the way to number 9, I want to move this few records to after number 20. So I just drag this one down. I hold down my shift key. I put in between them like that. So when I let go my mouse, you notice that I have just shifted 2 to 9, the record 2 to 9 in between without having to cut and paste. I just drag them. So you just have to make sure you understand where is that line that you are going to squeeze them in. Put it there, and that's it. Okay. Now let's move on. I think you're gonna like this magic though. Okay, let's take a look. I will do it once. You watch first. Okay. I'll undo everything and then I'll do it together with you. Okay. Now everybody, I'm planning to create something called a quarterly total. So each quarter start from January, February, then March, then April, then May, then June, July, August, and September, October, November, then December. So I need a new column in here. So I click column G. I click on the alphabet G. Then I click on the alphabet J, M. Is it M? Yeah. M, then P. So G, J, M, and P. So I have 4 of this. Then I just right click on the header. I tell them that I want to click and insert. So when I do that, I inserted 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I can call this one as quarter 1, Q1, and I call this one as Q2, and I call this one as Q3, and finally this is Q4. So I have quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Simple, right? Now I'm not done yet. I want to add another row just after location 4 and location 8. So I just select number 8. Then I hold down my control. I select this guy and I select this guy. So I got 1, 2, and 3. So if I right click on the number, I insert. So you notice there is a blank row after each region, right? So I put here total. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste them here. So they are total. Okay, so let's look at my screen. Everybody, don't blink your eye. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the total for each quarter over here, the total, okay, with a single click on it. I'm not going to work very hard on this. I'm not going to click here, then and drag down, then click here, then drag down. I need a total for each of the month for each region. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight all this. You notice what am I highlighting? D4 to S18. Now I included those empty rows, those empty rows. And I want Microsoft Excel to help me. Hey, can you please only highlight for me the empty row? Instead of I doing it myself, I give them a whole range. After that, I'm just going to say, okay, can you please highlight only the empty row for me? So this is where I'm going to do. I'm going to this under the home ribbon up here called select, find and select. My intention is to make a selection. So I go to select, go to special, okay, and I tell them go to the blank, go to the blank. So I say enter, okay. So now you notice they highlighted the blank only. Cool, right? They only highlighted the blank. So what's next? I go back to my home ribbon. I click the button up here that we are very, very familiar with, called the auto sum. This auto sum will add up everything for me. So I just click auto sum. One click, and they give me the answer. So if you are wondering whether this number is accurate or not, when I double click it, you notice they only take the first 3 numbers. Okay, if I click down here, did they take the whole column? No, they only take the 4 numbers. So the formulas are all accurate in that sense. Okay, so I'm going to undo. Oops, come back here. Okay, are you ready to do this? Thumbs up. Yeah. So let's start with the first quarter. So the first quarter is after March, right? So you click at the alphabet G to select the whole column. Then you click on July, October, and grand total. You highlight all. Now if you want to do it one by one, please go ahead and do it. I rather do it together. So I highlight column G, J, M, and P. So I just right click on any of this header and I tell them I want to insert. So that will insert the 4 empty columns here. The empty column. So you can name them first. QTR1. Then over here you can put there QTR2. Then you can put here as QTR3. And finally, you can put here QTR4. So you have quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So after every region, now can you do the same for me? For after every region, right, you want to have a blank row to keep the total, right? So row number 8, row number 12. So hold down your control, select row number 12, and click 16. So you hold down your control to make the selection. So once you have done that, just right click on any of the row that you have highlighted, the 8, 12, or 16, any one of them, right click and insert. Therefore, you have the empty row just right after each of this. So let's highlight this. Starting from D4 all the way to S18. So I'm going to stop here for a while. Let me know if you are already at this stage. Okay, Ashari, yes. How about the rest? Bokian, Jaja, Win, Edison, good. Win, are you following? Jaja, are you okay there? Okay. Okay, I think we a bit running late for the time. Now, if you have highlighted this, there's only one click to get all the total up, which is the auto sum. So once you have this, right, you can't get it yet because you need to tell them, I only want you to fill up the empty column and row. So you have to go to find and select. Then you click go to special, not go to, but go to special. Only when you say go to special, right? If you look at this dialog box, the whole purpose is to make a selection. What are you selecting? There are so many choices here. What do you want to select? I want to select the empty cells. So I tell them, please select for me the blank. All those cells that are blank. So when I hit OK, there you go. Now, once you get to this stage, then your job is done. Just click auto sum. That's how powerful this particular feature is. Okay. Now, let's keep the selection. Let's keep the selection. What I'm going to do now is I want the total, all the total. So I'll go to find and select, go to special. So I go to this thing called formula. Okay. This time, I only want to select the cell that comes with formula. So I click formula. So when I hit OK, you notice they are back to the selection that I have just now. So I'm going to make it red in color. I want to make it bold. So these are the cell that contains formula. So I don't have to go and check whether their formula highlight, especially when you receive a set of report, which they didn't really format it nicely for you. You want to do that? You tell them, hey, please identify which one is actually the formula. So if you say, no, I don't want red color, let it be black. but I want the background to be a slightly green tint. Okay, like that. So it's green color tint, right? So you say, okay, let's do this again. Then you say, let's select all the, go to special, all the constant. Constant means not formula lah. So what happened? We select all the constant. So I want to make it a little bit lighter blue. There you go. So now my whole report looks colorful. If you if your boss like colorful stuff lah, huh? So it is very useful for some of us who like to check the report. Which one we can edit, which one we cannot edit, right? The formula we normally don't edit. We only edit the constant value. So you can do that. If you have a lot of cell to highlight, you can do this very quickly. Okay? Now, the next thing I want you to do is highlight all this, but also include the grand total. I don't want everything except the blank. So I go back to the same place, go to special, go to blank. So you notice now they only highlight row number 19 and column T. So I just click auto sum. Now I have my auto sum. While I'm at it, I can make it red color. I can make it, the background is good. I don't need to change anything. I just make it bold. So if I want down here, so I highlight this. I don't want red. I want to make it white color so that I can see because the dark is dark at the background. That's how you can select very quickly and get a simple result. So a lot of us just use our mouse to do the selection. Agree or not? I think most of you here are like that. You just highlight according to your mouse, right? Now that you know, there is something here called go to special. There's another level of selection. So if you look at this, you want to select a row difference, column difference. If you know what is dependent and precedent, yeah, they will highlight it for you. The last cell of the row, last cell of your selection, visible cell only. You might be hiding some row are hidden. So you only want to highlight those that you can see so that you can copy and paste them out. Okay, yeah. All those. Then you want to know which are the cell contains data validation. So ask them to highlight it for you. So there are many more. Huh? So you can explore. Now, any question? Well, these are useful for you. Huh? Any part you want me to repeat? Wayne, thank you. Yes. Don't be shy. Huh? Just ask them. Right? In a Muslim, right? All my Muslim friends will always tell me, okay, malu itu rugi loh. Kalau you malu, you rugi lah. So make sure you have thick skin lah. Huh? Just ask. Huh? There's no such thing called right or wrong. The fact that we are here, we learn together lor. Okay. So if you are damn good already, you won't be here anyway, right? Okay. Now I will move on. Let me just close my file. I'll move on to the other files. I'm going to close this as well. Okay. Now I'm going to skip the field list. I'm going to move on to, now I think I can do the field list as well. So the field list is quite simple. Okay, let's do this lah. Okay. So for number field list, look here. If you type 1, let me change it to the normal size. If you type 1 and if you pull it down, you'll get all 1. So in order for you to have a sequential number, then you don't just type 1, but you type 1 and 2. So when you have 1 and 2, now you're giving them a sequence number, 1, then 2. So the next number should be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So don't type yourself, lah, what I'm trying to say. Now, this is a sequential number where you have 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. What happens if you want all the odd number? So you type 1 and 3. So you highlight 1 and 3, you pull it down. If you want all the even number, you put 2 and 4. You pull it down. Now, you don't have to pull it down if you have a reference on the left or right. If it is on a standalone column, then you have to pull it down. But since I have a reference on the left and right, reference means I have some data on the left. Is until row number 17. So I just go to the dot and double click. It will stop at row number 17. So that's what I meant by reference, where to stop. If you are alone in that column, then they will not go down because there's no reference where to stop. Okay, so this one I think is quite simple, right? You want sequential number, even number, odd number. Now, what happened next here is, okay, so something is not right here. Anyway, it's okay lah. So if I type here 1, now I want something called 1, then space. After that is 2, then space, then 3, then space. So what I can do is I just highlight 1 and space. I don't need to type the 2. The sequence is 1 and 0. Then the next number that comes out will be 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that's perfectly fine. You just have to highlight the empty cell. So if I highlight 1 with 2 empty cell, then Excel will remember 2 empty cell after each number. If you have 3 empty cell, you highlight 3 empty cell below the 1, and they will remember there are 3 empty cells after each number. Okay? Understand that part? So this is all numbers. All these are numbers. Now we'll look into something called alphanumeric. So if I type week 1, so when I double click this, you'll go to all this. Week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they know what to do. So if you have alphanumeric, you don't have to type week 1, then week 2, unless it's week 3. So you want it to be an odd number, then week 3. So now you have to highlight them, you copy down. So it will be a odd number because you want to jump the number. If you want it to be in sequential, you just have to type 1 will do. Unlike this, if you type 1, it won't work, right? But here, because it with the alpha, therefore you just double click. Anyway, don't try to memorize all this stuff. Try now. If cannot, then you do otherwise. So this one, team 1. Select them, pull it down. So you see, you have that. So for those of you who prepare schedules or duty roster, you have name. So the first thing is their name, then followed by where is the location and what is their duty, then name, location and duty, name, location, duty. You can do that. Right? Team 1, team 2, team 3. So that is for number. Now for text, there's not much you can do. You can have like, if you type JAN, they will know that the following month is February. You don't have to type February, they will know. Now this is short name, then you have long name. If you want long name, you just type, oops, wrong spelling, January. So there you go. Now, don't type Bahasa Malaysian or they don't understand. They only understand English. So like Monday, they know after Monday is Tuesday. Short name, okay, short name, MON, then they know short name. So if you put that quarter 1, 2, 3, that's also another problem. QTR1. So they will not be like QTR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just QTR 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can call that smart, but some people find it a little bit annoying. I want it to be quarter 5, 6, 7, 8. So in this case, this is okay. But what happens if I want something like this? This is actually question Q1. Q1. So for those of you who are trainer, you prepare some questions. So question 1, So after question 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then you realize that when you copy down, they repeat the 1, 2, 3, 4 again because they thought this is called quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. So no choice, you have to put the 1 there. Then you have to type Q5. And you type Q5, then you pull the 4 and 5 and you bring it up. You have no choice. This one is a little bit automated in a way that they thought Q1 means quarter 1. They never expect it to be question 1, not quarter. Okay, what do you think? Guys, if I put here Isnin, will they know after Isnin is Selasa? Yes, no? Give me some answer. What do you think? No. Edison is no. Okay. So our Excel doesn't understand Bahasa Malaysia unless you change the region to Malay. If you change the region, not English, but Malay, Malaysia, then you will know Eastern Selasa. But then they don't understand Monday, Tuesday anymore. So usually our report is in English and on and off we will have in Bahasa. So what if I tell you, yes, we can teach our computer a little bit of Malay. Okay, now everybody, let's do this together. I want you to highlight Isnin until Ahad. This original set lah, Isnin until Ahad. That's one set, right? Highlight them. And we're going to use this to teach our Excel. Okay. I repeat, highlight Isnin to Ahad first, then go to File, Option. Right at the bottom, there is an option. Okay. I repeat, File, the last one, Option. If you cannot see the option, click the More button, then you can see Option. So come into the option, go to the category on the left, go to Advanced. Now scroll all the way down and look for Create this for use of sort and fill sequence. So you see this Edit Custom List. So I click on this Edit Custom List. Now I'm going to remove what I have here. Okay, don't worry. This one you don't have. You only have your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So this is the magic behind. How do they know GAN after GAN is FAB? Because this is given to you by Microsoft. Okay, so now we are going to add on to the knowledge base of this Microsoft Excel. Remember, we highlighted Isnin to Ahad. So it's remembered here, Q3 to Q9. So I just click import. Now, the knowledge base for this Excel, they have Isnin, Selasa, Rabu, Khamis already. So all you need to do is just OK, get out from here, OK again. Now, with Isnin, when I drag down, they understand your Bahasa language. So if you have any existing list that you commonly need to type, you don't have to open up the old file, copy, come here and paste. So you can just add that into your custom list. Okay, let's do this again. Let's highlight Isnin to Ahad. Where do we go? File, Option. So in this file option, we go to Advanced, and we scroll all the way down to Edit Custom List. So under this Edit Custom List, we have Isnin, Selasa, Rabu. So you just have to import it in. Import, because I told you to highlight, right? So that's why you can import. If you didn't highlight, then this list is not there. However, you can still go and highlight it, then import. It's okay, right? Yes, can. 星期一,星期二, no problem. You just have to type out the first list and then you put it in. Okay, other than English. So if you are in business, right, and you are selling apparels, baju, right? You're selling baju. You got S size, M size, large size, extra large, double XL. Yeah, you can put that in as well. So if you're a trainer, you have the kind of rating that you want people to say poor, uh, average, good. Then you have above average. Then you say excellent. So you have that. You put it down, add it in. So next time you don't have to type that. Yeah, okay, you can do that. No problem. Thanks for the question. Yeah, it can be multilingual. As long as your computer can already type out that list, you can add it in. They understand. Okay, so now you can start building your own list. Don't just depends on Excel to give you January, February, March, they are more than that. Okay. So this custom list is what I just showed you to you, the January, February, March. So let's give it an example. Okay. So I have here class one. I put here class one, or maybe I put here class, not one, class. Or I put here student, student, student. So I type student, then I put there email, okay, email. Then I have Edison, I have Okyang, I have Ashaari, Asari, I have Jaja, I have Green. Okay, so there are some of you here, right? Oh, Jaja, small letter. Okay, so all I need to do is highlight everything, go to where? Custom list, advanced, all the way down, edit custom list, I import. Okay, okay. Now, this list is forever in your Excel, whether you are in a new file or old file. See, if I start a new file now, this is a brand new Excel file. Okay, so let me just zoom in a little bit. I click here, I type student. So what happened when I drag it down? I have all your names here. Even though this is a brand new file, right? Your list is already inside your Excel. And you can use this over and over again. So some of you are trainers who have report that you need to send for each of the student. Yeah, you can do this. Okay. So if you have many courses that you want to teach, you take course, drag it down. All the courses are there. You just customize your Excel to your personal needs. Simplify them. So if you don't use the list anymore, if you don't use that list anymore, my suggestion to you is go to the advanced, scroll all the way down. If you're never going to use this list anymore, don't keep them in here now because they will slow down your computer. Okay. Now, at the moment, if you have like 20, 30, it's okay lah. But if your list grew all the way to few hundred and thousand, be careful, it will slow down your computer. Okay, so this is my one is very clean, right? Now, if I don't use this kind of list, I will just remove them. Don't no point keeping them, right? Don't be a holder lah. Don't keep them, and just in case that kind of thing. No, you know you're going to use it, then you keep. If you know that this is like no lah, I'm not going to use it anymore, so remove it. Okay, so don't keep them if you are not using. Now, any question? People? I still have about 35 minutes with you. Okay. Now, anyway, if you can't think of any question at the moment, also never mind lah. You have my number. So when you are actually trying to use what you are learning here, and or anything that I didn't cover, you can always WhatsApp me. I will try to help you as much as possible. Lifetime, don't worry. As long as I'm still around. Okay, let me close this guy. I'm going into number 4 now. Okay, now to be honest with you, I usually don't go at this speed. My speed is a lot slower because I only have 2 hours. So I have to like go according to what I plan. Right? These 2 hours, I try to pack. I don't want to cut down the topic so much that you don't learn anything, no value for you. I try to do it fast and I back it up with the recording. I'll send you the recording. Right? That's why I invited all of you to be in the group. Okay, but some of you yesterday, I just add you only, then you go out already. So I don't know who is that, but never mind lah. Okay, so I'm not losing out anything lah. Okay, so It's okay. So if you stay put in the group, then I will put the video inside the group later, right? Now, in this particular file, this is very common to everyone. You have files that has a lot of worksheet on. So if you look down here, we have like January, then February, then March, then April, then May, all the way to the last one called main database. Now, this one is not a lot. This is only 13. However, if let's say you have a lot and you notice not all the worksheet can be displayed. Something like that cannot be displayed. So what happens if you say now in January, you want to go to November? How do you go to November directly? So a lot of people will click on this arrow, click, 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 click. Oh, not yet. Click and November. Yes, they are now in November. Then they say, I want to go back to February. Then you have to go back, 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 back. Yeah. This thing is blocking me. Back, 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 back. Then I click February. Isn't it what we always do? We do that, right? Now, let me tell you something. Don't have to. If you want to go to the worksheet that you want, which is quite far away, don't click. I repeat, don't click here. No, don't click. No, I repeat, no, don't click. But you right click. When you right click, you will be given a list. So you want to go to December, you just click December, okay. Or you double click, then you will bring you there. So just right click. So you imagine you have 30, 40 slides, 40 worksheet. You have to like click, 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 find it. Then you have to click, 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 click to go back, right? So here you just right click, they'll give you a whole long list of worksheets that you want to go to. I want to go to June, so I'm in June. Can you guys follow? Very simple, right? So don't work so hard. Don't stress out so much, right? Just tell them where you want to go. Just right click and you are there. There are many of us here, we have a lot of worksheet in one file. So how do you move? Now how do you navigate very quickly? That's how you do it. Okay. So they didn't know, right? So you always see the arrow, you just use the arrow. Lah. Now, actually, they are already there since the first version of Microsoft Excel. Okay, so if you put your mouse over the button, don't click, you put your mouse over, there's a tooltip appear. See, click or left click, control left click, scroll to the last sheet. Then it says there, right click, see all sheets. That's what I asked you to do just now. See, you didn't wait long enough to see this particular message, so you always like click on, click on, click on. You didn't see any of those message come up, because your mouse wasn't there long enough to see the tooltip. So once the tooltip is out, then you can see it, isn't it? Okay, now I want you to go to the database, the main database. So I'm going to give you a situation here. You have your database now. Okay, so this is where the original database is. You want to update your report for March, because this month is March. You want to update something from this database over to March. So you came here, you look at the information. Now, most of the time you will do copy, then you go back to your March, then you click somewhere and you edit, isn't it? So you keep going back and forth, just like playing tennis. The ball will bounce back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it's like very tedious. So this is something I want you to do in your work in future. You go to the view ribbon on top here. Right? Go to the view ribbon on top here. You look for the grouping here that says window. Okay. Now, I have already closed all my other Excel file. See, when I click on this switch window, there's only one Excel. Now, for those of you who have a lot, can you please like close the rest? Just keep this one will do. You close the rest of the file, save it if you want to. If you don't want, never mind. Okay, you can download it again later. I already gave you the link. By the way, it's inside your email. Now, Make sure it's only one lah. Otherwise, it'll be a bit messy on your screen later. So you see mine, so you watch my screen first. I only have one here. Okay? But I want to have on my left, is my report. On my right, I want to see my database. So I can't do that at the moment because there's only one window. So I will click on this button inside the window group here. There's something called new window. So I click the new window. Okay, so I go back to my view and I click on switch. You notice now that I have two windows of the same file. It's the same file, but I got two windows now. With this advantage, okay, if I go to this university, I got two files, but actually not two files, it's the same file with two windows. So what I'll do is I'll click on arrange all. Arrange all. So this arrange all allows me to choose how I want to arrange them. So I'm just going to keep with tiles. I hit OK. See, now they arrange side by side. So I remember I told you that I want on the left, my report, on my right, my database, right? So I come down here to the arrow. You remember this arrow? So you just right click this, go to the database. You're in your database. So now you can actually make this one smaller and then pull this one over here. So find what you need to find, then update over here. Find what you need to find and update. So you don't have to like keep switching worksheet. Okay, let me do this again. Okay. So what do you need to do? Check how many worksheet do you have. I only have one here for this file. So in order for me to arrange them, I need at least two worksheets. So therefore, I need to click on, sorry, not two worksheets, two workbook, a new window. I need a window. So I go to this new window. After I click a new window, you see, now I have two windows. It's the same file. So all I need to do is just go to view and I tell them that I want to arrange them. Click the view, click on arrange. So this is the arrange window. You go to the tiles and click OK. There you go. And for the one on the right and the left, you want to change to different worksheet. So the one on the right, I want to go to the database. So if I'm actually comparing my March with October, then I go to October. So I can compare the March report and the October report. Do you like this? Don't do it like you are playing ping pong or tennis. Go back, move around, move around, move around, move around. Sometimes you forgot, where am I now? Have I copied? Then you have to go back there again. So now you can see with your own eye on the left and right. Okay. Okay. So now don't worry if you see, I go to October, I type here, okay, Ashari. See, I type Ashari, I type Edison, I type here Wayne, I type here Jaja, then I type here Bokiang. See, I wrote all your names here. Then I close it. Oops, it didn't ask me to save. What happened? Will that particular addition that I do in my October just now is still there now? The answer is yes. So if I click on October now, you see your names are still there. It's basically the same file. So which window you update is still in the same file. So I got two windows. When I close one of them, I still have one. I still have this one. Okay, so when I try to close the last window there, this is my last window. When I try to close the last window, that's where they ask me whether I want to save. So if I have two and I close one of them, they won't bother asking you. Okay, so if you have two, you close one of them, no question asked. But when you are at the last window, that's where you need to make it. Do you want to save? If you say no, don't save. Don't expect these names here to be in October. So don't worry about which one you should update. If both also need to update, then you just update on both. You don't have to keep on changing, right? Are we okay so far? Right? Now I didn't save, huh? Now I'm down to my very last one already. Okay, I'm a little bit greedy lah. I try to cover a lot of things here. So I have this thing called mode of operation, Excel reference, count, and logical function. So let's go to mode of operation. Now, if you remember what your teacher teach you in school in mathematics, we're going to apply something similar. Okay. Now in Excel, the operation start with the word power, exponential lah, actually, exponential. So the symbol for exponential is this symbol. If you look at your keyboard, it should be at number 6. The symbol above number 6, like a caret. So this guy here. I don't know whether this is called caret or what, but this is called power. In mathematics, this is for power. So for parentheses, so the order is you look at this symbol first. After that, you look for those that is in bracket. When it's done, you can either use division or multiply any one of them first, or addition and subtraction, whichever comes first. If the multiply comes first, do the multiply. If the division comes first, do the division. Now this one is any one come first. For addition and subtraction, also the same. Any one come first. You can do the subtraction first, then only the addition, or the addition first, then only subtraction. Same we go with this one. As long as you solve those in the bracket first. Solve whatever in the bracket first. Or if there is an exponential. So for this example, which one do you think we should solve first? This example that I have. Okay. So I cannot solve the multiply first, I must solve the exponential first. So it should be 3. Okay, so 4 to the power of 2. That means 4 times 4, 16. Okay, so times 16. Then I have to plus 20 divided by 5. Now I'm going to do in sequence, minus the bracket 3 times 2. Then close bracket. Okay. So that's the first step. So I copy this, I put it down. So what is the next thing that I need to change? I need to solve first. I need to solve the one in the bracket, right? So I highlight this one. This will be 6. Okay, so I have multiplied here. 3 times 16. So let me just copy and paste it down here. 3 times 16. What's the answer? 50. Okay, is it 50? 3 times 16. So it's 40. Is it 40? 18, yeah. 48, right? 48. Sorry, my mathematics a bit out. Okay, so this one, then I copy and paste it down. So I must divide first. So 48 plus, sorry. I must do this divide first. This one is 4. Okay, so plus or minus, whichever comes first, right? So I copy and paste this one. So this is 52. 52 minus 6, 46. Yeah, the answer is 46. So let's check the answer. If I put here equal, I put an equal sign in front, the answer is 46. So correct lah. Our answer is 46. So you have to follow the order of operation. You follow the order of operation, you should be able to get answer. So remember, exponential first, then followed by the brackets, whatever in the parentheses. You can do the multiply or the divide first, whichever, but you cannot apply the plus and minus first. You don't do the plus and minus first. So this is back to school, mathematics. Okay, so this is a refresher for those of you who have not do mathematics for a long time. You depending on calculator a lot, or you ask ChatGPT, copy the thing inside, give me the answer, kind of thing. So now we are like back to school like that. Okay, next. Okay. Now in Excel, there are two type of references. Okay, one of them is called the relative reference. Now these are all technical terms lah. The other one is absolute reference. Now you don't have to memorize them. Learn now and forget it. Okay, relative and absolute. What you don't really need to memorize them. Okay, but we're going to do an exercise for this one. Okay, so I want to tell you what is the meaning of relative, what is the absolute. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click here. I think you guys should do the same as well. You just click here and you click auto sum. Now you notice that they actually say sum from D7 to F7. So I get it. Okay, so what do I do next now? Let me just put the formula here. So equals to formula text of this. So that's the formula, sum of D7 to F7. So when I copy this one down, I want you to see the formula. The 7 become 8. Why it become 8? Because now I'm referring to the row number 8. So if I come down here, the next one, then it becomes 10. Okay, then 11. 12. So they keep moving, right? So if the reference is a moving reference, then that means it's a relative reference because you copy the formula down. So if I put it here, like this, then I copy this over, You'll notice that this formula takes column D. When I copy it over, it now changed to column E, and this is F, and this is G. Okay? You notice the shifting of the reference. Those are called relative reference. Understand? So every time when you copy the formula, you want to, how come the answer is wrong? Because sometimes you want some of the cell to stay, some of the cell to move. So how do you tell the cell to move? So let's do an experiment here, everyone. I want to calculate the percentage for the product DSR 100 ml, and the total is 25,938. The total is 242,000. So in order for me to find the percentage, I need to take this 25,000 divide by this, right? So I've just put equals to this cell, G7, I divide it by this 242, 143.52. So enter. So I get 10.71%. Now that's because I formatted it to percentage. If I didn't format the percentage, I put it as general, it will be 0.10711829. So I just change it to percentage. Therefore, it's 10.71. Okay, now, if I copy the formula down, you notice I'm getting error. Why am I getting error? Because the first one says G7 divided by G19. So the second one says G8, which is correct, but it actually went down to G20, G21, G22. Now, you notice that the grand total is only in G19. It didn't go all the way down together. Therefore, our formula need to be fixed, which means this G19 is not supposed to go anywhere. So what you need to do is you need to put a dollar symbol around it. So you tell them, I need the G to stay. The column G, I also need my row 19 to stay. So if you want that reference to stay, right, all you need to do is just give them the money, they will stay on. Okay, you take a look. Okay, oops. Okay, so I just copy this one down. Yeah. So let me show you the formula. See the G19? Now, because the G19 received the money, so they will stay. The G7 didn't receive money, so they keep on moving. Make sense to you? So the one that with the dollar symbol, is called the absolute reference. Absolute reference. Fixed reference. Right? This one is a moving reference. This one is a fixed reference. One is moving, one is fixed. So if you happen to see some formula that comes with a dollar symbol and you feel like it is so noisy, why is the formula so noisy with all the dollar symbol everywhere? Now they come with a purpose. That means you want that particular reference to stay. So all you need to do is just give them the money, that particular reference will stay. If you don't give them the money, the reference will move. Does that make sense to you? Any question, people? So you understand, huh? Now, I didn't go in depth. If it's a full class, a full day class, I will give you more examples and so on, but now I only have 10 minutes left. So I'm going to move on already. Yeah? Okay, so let's move on to the count function. Okay, let's move on to the count function. Now, the count function is divided into a lot, but I'm going to cover three for now. The first one is count. The second one is count all, then followed by count blank. So let's note what is the difference. If you're going to use a count function, now let's reflect what we learned this morning. If I use the sum function, the sum function only sum when there is a number. So the count function here is also similar. They only count if your cell contains number. Okay, let me just zoom into this part here. Now, if let's say I want to know number of questions evaluated. Okay, evaluated. So let's just say this is question 1, question 2, question 3 until 7. So Amila Carpenter is evaluating something. So if they say the evaluation is 1 to 4, right, is what you are going to give, 1 to 4. If that particular question does not has any, it's not applicable, then you put NA. You will choose NA. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, NA. NA means not applicable. It's just like I will ask Edison, how is the cleanliness in the ladies' toilet? Will you be able to answer me?
Yes.
Oh, yes. You go to the ladies' toilet. Oh, okay. Make sure nobody scream. So, no, usually it's not applicable to you because you don't go into the ladies' toilet. Nor the ladies, Jaja, do you go inside the male's toilet? Okay, of course, they will be excited to see you inside, but usually no, lah, right? Okay, now, what are we going to do now is we're going to know how many questions did Amila Carpenter answer with the rating evaluated. The NA one, we don't count. So we just put that equals to count. You don't use count all, you use count, and then you highlight that range. You will notice they will count 5, right? The answer is 5 because there's only 5 questions evaluated by Amila. The NA means it's not applicable to her, right? So I just copy this down. Then I don't have to count it one by one myself. This will be very fast. Anything that is number, please count for me. That's what your instruction is. Anything that is not number, don't count. Got it? Then moving on, you have something here called somebody by the name of Mike come in and then left. So we don't know who is that. Okay, we are doing count A now. A stands for all, count all. So you notice if I use this function here equals to count, I highlight this, the answer is 0 because the count function only counts the number. But what happens when the content that you have is not a number? Okay, so you want them to count everything. number, text, whatever. So let's just say I change this one to 4. So I got number and text. Now, that means I want them to count for me everything that has an answer. So I use the count all. So I highlight everything. What does this count all do is that they will count everything in that range as long as that range of cell has a content. If the cell is blank, for example, question 4, question 7 is nothing inside there. So they will not count. So the answer is 5. So if I go to question 7, I put there 4. See, it becomes 6. So they do not qualify whether you are text or number. It can be just like you put there asterisk or this hash symbol. As long as there is a content, they don't care what you have. You understand? Now, if the count all will not count the empty cell, then how are we going to find out how many questions Amila Carpenter didn't answer? So we do what? Equals to count blank. So we highlight. Now what happened is Excel with this formula count blank will only count if the cell has nothing in it. So you see, it's true. Okay. So if I have an attendance list now in Excel format, all those that attended, I put there, yes, yes. Those didn't attend, I didn't put anything. So I want to know how many didn't attend. So I don't have to use my hand and go and count how many blank, right? I just use the count blank. Right? If you are in sales, then you want to know how many of your customer has already paid up. Paid up means got value. Lor. If haven't paid up, then you will not update anything on. So if you're a trainer, you give them homework, you give them something assignment to do. How many of them has already submitted their assignment? So as long as they submitted, you put a date there. If they haven't submitted, that means haven't submit their assignment, that means there's no date. So you want to know how many of them haven't submit. You don't know who, but you want to know how many didn't submit. So how many percent of the people have submitted? So you can find out from here. The not submitted. Okay. Now the last one. Right. This one, a lot of people wants to know about them lah, the logical function. So the logical function usually used to actually what you call that? Automate their calculation. They use it to automate their calculation. Okay. Now I have put up some notes here lah. I put up some notes. So the logical expression is it 100 or not? So if I put here 24, so what do you think? Is 24 more than 100 or not? So how do you check? You just tell them C3, is it greater than 100? So what do you think Excel will tell me? This 24, is it more than 100? The answer is no. But if I put there 224, the answer is true. You get it? So how are we going to use this is sometimes the student, they score 67. Right? Is it more than 100 or not? More than 100 means they pass. Less than 100 means they fail. So false. So how am I going to do this here? I'll say equals to if this is greater than 100, right? Then I consider them as pass. Otherwise, I consider them as fail. So they must achieve 100 in order to pass. Now, not 100, but more than 100, which is 101 to pass. So this person failed, 67. So if he 135, they pass. So what happens if this person ngam 100, still fail? You have to be more than 100. So if you type 100 here, you say, no, I want to include the 100. Then you put here, C3 greater than, then you put here, equals to 100. Okay, so okay, this is very useful for you as a teacher, your student, you want to make sure that they achieve 80 and above is considered pass, or anything less than 80, they have to resit. Okay. So this one is pass. So even if they score 85, still fail. Still fail. Maybe you don't want to use such a harsh word, fail. You can put there retry. Or shall I say there resit. They have to resit. 85, they have to resit. If they have 110, they pass. Right. So not only pass, you want to put there pass, then you put there next level. Pass, go to next level. If it's 85, resit. Yeah, you can do that. Now, other than number you can put all these things called greater than or less than. But if it's text, then you cannot put greater than common already. The only thing is equal only. So you put here, let's just say I put here addition. But my testing here is the value inside this cell C4, is it common or not? So I put here equals to, right? This cell equals to, now for text, you must put in the open and close inverted comma. You put there common. So the answer is false because addition is not common. But if I put here common, then it says true. Okay, so common. So if you are setting up some example of questionnaire for your student, if they answer here as A, B, C, D, right? So you put there, if the answer is equals to A, then correct. If it's B, then wrong. So the answer is common, but you go and answer addition. So wrong. So you can write things like this, equals to if, okay, this cell is equals to common, then the answer is correct. Like 100%. 100%, close. Then if it's not common, okay, try again. Maybe you want to put here wrong. Then you put there, try again. So common, correct. So if I put here Kelvin, cannot, wrong, try again. Now, some of you here are trainer, some of you here are teachers, some of you here are in different environment. So you can tell them what you want to do. Okay, so let me just show you the formula here. So I just copy the formula down. So how you write it? Okay, so now I'm going to put here addition again. Addition. So I ask them, hey, as long as what you give me in C5 is not Henry, you're correct. Okay. Anything will do as long as it is not Henry. So I put here equals to this cell. Now, how can we tell them not equal to, right? Now, in mathematics, if you say not equal to, we have to put the equal sign, and then we have to cross up like that. Not equal to. But in our keyboard, mana other symbol, that one? No, right? So you have to use what? Less than, greater than, and then you put there Henry. So they say it's true because Edison is not Henry. So correct. But if I put here Henry, then they say no, cannot. So if I put here Jaja, can, no good, no problem. You know what to write here. Right? What's the status? Okay. So you put here equals to if this cell is not equals to Henry, right? Then accepted. Otherwise, you reject. So Jaja, accept. ASARRI, accept, right? But when I type Henry, not reject. Henry tak boleh. Henry rejected. Okay? So understand how the if logic works, right? Now, in the real life situation, a lot of businessmen, they use it to calculate based on their sales. So we want to calculate commission. Okay, we want to calculate commission. So how it works is, okay, but before we continue, I just want to ask if it's okay if I extend it a little bit more, like 10 minutes. Is it
Can,
okay with you? Can, huh?
can.
Okay, so because it's already 12 o'clock, right? So if you are rushing, then I'll put the recording in the later. Okay, anyway, let's come back to this. Let's do this quickly. So the condition here is if that's true and false, right? So the condition says if the sales is greater than or equal to 200,000, then give them 10% commission, otherwise 5%. So now we know, as long as the company says, your sales is more than 200,000, I'll give you 10% commission. Otherwise, I'll give you 5% only. So first of all, I need to check whether this guy, the January sales, is it greater than equals to 200,000? So I put that first now. I just put like that. Oh, yes. Well. Okay, so I copy this to the right. So we know that February out, but March is okay. So how are we going to calculate the commission? That's where now you know which month achieve, which month not achieve. Now you want to know what is the value of that particular commission. So you put there if, so you put the if in front. Now you come back here. What are you going to do if this is true? You tell them you're going to take this C12 and you multiply it with 10%. You look, you see what I type here? I take the value in C12, I times with 10%. Otherwise, I'll take the value in C12, I will multiply with 5%. Okay, so the logic goes like this. If this is correct, then I give you 10%. So if this is wrong, then I will tell you I'll give you only 5%. So if the logic says good, then you go to the true. If the logic says no good, you go to the false. Okay, so let's see. See, I'm getting 35,000 for the month of January. For the month of February, it's 9,900. And for the March, it's 22,000. So if you add them up, sum of all these three, the commission is 66,900 for that one quarter. Okay, now, usually I don't think there's any business paying you 10% commission now. Okay, not so much. Depending whether are you a broker or not. If you're a broker, yeah, you can ask for that 10%, 50%, or 20%. But if you are doing sales for a company, usually no, it won't go up to 10%. So this is fictional, it's not real. Any question? I just give you a case study of if you are calculating the commission. If you are um, calculating what do you call that? Commission. What else do you get? You have commission, rebate, um, tax, this kind of thing. Okay. Lastly, I want to add in another two more functions for you to try. Okay. So let's say you have some gamification in your training. So it says that if anybody achieves the point, right? If they achieve certain thing. So up here, this is how you validate them, right? Now, there are two winners here. Okay, so let me just put this one as award, this one as winner. I last minute change. So imagine if you have $453 as an award and you have two winners. So What is the price? What is the price per winner? So how much are you paying price per winner? What is the award per winner? Not a price, it's award. Award per winner. So we have to take this guy, divide by 2 lor. We got 2 winner ma. Enter. So each winner will get 226.50. So then I say, okay, very good. I have 4 different type of award, so I copy down. You notice my first formula got no problem. But when I copy down, oops, the second one give me problem. Now, is it the formula problem? Now, in this case, no, it's not the formula problem because we cannot take a number, divide by 0. Therefore, you get div/0, this error. So this error, basically, it just means that there is no winner. That's why you got an error. So how are you going to explain to your boss, right? Boss, when you see div/0, that means there's no winner. Are you going to explain or present to your boss like that? No, right? Don't do that. So I will skip this. I'll go straight to this if error. So I will do this again. I'll say equals to 453 divided by 2. Now you notice it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. But I would like to suppress the error. Therefore, I'm going to introduce a function called if error for you to see. Now, this is already a good formula, but it will produce error. So what you do is you just in front, put that if error. Machine, you are actually telling if this calculation produce an error, then what is the meaning of the error? No winner. You comma, then you tell them no winner. So if I copy this down, all those with error now has changed to no winner. Okay, I put the formula up here. Okay, no winner. If you can calculate, they will show you the amount. Right? So I put a number with 2 decimal. Okay, number with 2 decimal. So those that they can divide, they divide. But those that they cannot divide, they'll give you the error. Then you tell them, if the calculation returns with an error message, then replace the error with no winner. At least when we explain it to our bosses, everything is good. So at least my boss won't ask, why error? No winner. No winner. Are we clear? So let me remove this. And I'm going to bring this one closer. Okay, so that's one. Now the second one is I'm going to do a combination of each error. So this is what I'm going to do. Equals to this divided by this. So it all start with the original formula. So there's an error. So now this situation that I'm going to do last, if and is error, is like this. I'm not interested to know how much I paid. I want to know, is it awarded or not? Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Excel, hey, this formula that you do the calculation, is it an error or not? I put there is error. Okay, so they tell me no, this is not an error. The second one and the fourth one is error, so they got true. So the formula to start with, let me just put this aside. So I put this. Okay, so that's the normal formula. You just want to know whether it's an error. Just like I show you this morning about its number. This one is whether the formula is an error. So what can I do with this? You know that this is how they go, right? If the test is true, then go to true. If the test is wrong, they go to false. So I go to this formula. I add another formula in front. Put there if, sorry, this particular formula is an error, then I'll put there no winner. Otherwise, I put there awarded. Correct. There you go. So if this is an error, that means no winner. So you see when I copy down, those with true one just now, it says there no winner. Those without the true, which is false, that means this particular reward has already been awarded. Okay. So you want to know awarded or not awarded. This particular reward, is it has been paid or is it still pending? So now you know what you can use, which one is not awarded. You can use the funding for something else. Any question, guys? I did not give you any break just now. If I give you a break, it will be even later. Okay, so this is what we have covered, this 4 item here. Then we talk about the minimum, okay, I didn't talk about the average, but it's the same as some. It should be count function. I didn't change it. So we talk about the order operations and so on. Okay. All right. Now I'm not going to take too much of your time. Now, as you all know, this is actually a MapTech initiative to help the refugee, right? So they are helping out the refugee to uh, the Muslims. This is called the Project BajuRaya. So this training is free. However, you can pay as you wish. So I'm actually trying to get Suhu, the person who organized, or should I say, initiated this Project BajuRaya, pay direct to him. But I say, no, pay to me first, then I will transfer it to him. So this is my Maybank account. Please indicate Project BajuRaya so that I know this is Project BajuRaya. I will forward it to him. Uh, I'm sorry, but you have to trust me lah, that I'm going to take the full amount that you give me and I will pass it to them. So this is just my way of giving back to the community lah. Okay, so I hope you will support a little bit and give a bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just give a bit. Just help the refugee, okay, because they can't work and so on. And so give them a raya. Raya is coming this Friday, so hopefully they can get some baju raya. Right? So now here on the left, this is my full name, my email address, and my phone number. So please keep in touch with me. What you have just got is a full lifetime support from me in Microsoft Excel, Word, or even PowerPoint. If you ask me any question, WhatsApp to me, I will reply you as soon as I am available. Okay. So if you want, you can go to my LinkedIn, give me some recommendation. You add me in, then I will tell me, then I will ask for the recommendation. Okay. I will be giving you my YouTube channel, a bit of the video that I've recorded here. I will also upload it into the YouTube, then you can like and share the video if you want to. Right? So without wasting more time, I just want to thank you for being here, especially all of you here from the start to the end. All right, thank you so much, Ashari, Edison, Okyang, Wayne, and Jaja. You are the best. Okay, so I hope you benefited from this 2 hour. Just imagine what can you learn from me for a full 2 day training. Okay, I hope you can keep in touch with me. If you have any client who need Excel training, yeah, let me know. We we can work out something. Thank you so much. Okay, so just scan the QR code. Once you are done, then okay, let's call it a day. Yes, pivot table is in the advance. Now, if you want, I can share some video for you to follow up. Yeah, just ask them. You just whatever message me or you put it inside the Excel 101. You put it there, then I will just put. I can give you the video to learn. As long as you request, if not, I do not know what you want to learn also. Okay? Okay, so just type there done once you already scan the QR code and mm, Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here. You are a sport. You're welcome, man. Edison, Ashari. Yeah, spread the word around. uh, Spread the word around for me. Hopefully, I'll get more training after this. Bye bye.